yes, it's certainly possible that there's limited human-to-human transmission.
Is that China at least told the world about this new disease December 31st, 2019, and they sent the genetic map of the virus January 7th to the world. And so at least that early, we knew the genetic makeup of this virus, and Dr. Fauci had that information.
CCP still has not shared the virus sample from inside of China with the outside world.
The first thing that has to happen is somebody has to get their hands on the virus, sequence it, and share that with the world. And the Chinese government did that.
Why then did it take 70 days for this administration to act? And I think Dr. Fauci is a very good person to testify before Congress as to why so many Americans had to die. So I would like to hear from him about the response. I also would like...
Right from the start, from the first notification that we received on the 31st of December, given that this was a cluster of pneumonia, I'm a MERS specialist, so my background is in coronaviruses and in influenza. So immediately thought, given that it's a respiratory pathogen, that of course there may be human-to-human transmission. So initially, when we started to put together our technical guidance for our member states, we put guidance that focused on how this virus could be transmitted. The guidance that we put up was on the 10th of January. We also shared this guidance package, which included surveillance guidance on how to find cases, laboratory guidance on how to detect cases, infection prevention and control, how to prevent infections, particularly in healthcare settings, because given our past experience with MERS and with SARS, we immediately thought that you could have transmission in healthcare facilities, you could have amplification events in healthcare facilities, and potential super spreading events. We also put out a readiness checklist at the time for countries to say, how are we prepared to deal with a pathogen, a respiratory pathogen, and what systems do we need to put in place? And we lastly put out a disease commodity package, which listed all of the materials that one may need to detect cases, to care for cases, given that we didn't have a treatment, we still don't yet, but to put out how can we symptomatically treat individuals. And so very early on, suspected that there would be human-to-human transmission because it's a respiratory.
CCP still has not shared the virus sample from inside of China with the outside world.
The first thing that has to happen is somebody has to get their hands on the virus, sequence it, and share that with the world. And the Chinese government did that. First thing that has to happen is somebody has to get their hands on the virus, sequence it, and share that with the world. And the Chinese government did that.